Okay, we're back. As you notice, I've got the display here of the number of items I'm building. In the process of building this, I went ahead and dropped in an array to build some efficiency modules, and I increased the number of modules to 500 each. Bada bing, bada bing, and got a little spider buddy. So now we can just go places. So here's the new grid. This is just for efficiency modules. We needed some of these to make the Spidertron, of course. And we have a bunch of them already built. We will continue building the other modules until they get up to 500. And there's the combinator that's gating all of the inserters for that entire array. So while that's going, there's a couple things we could do here, but I think the next step is to find where I want to put my first outpost. And I want to make it a ways away so I can make a nice rail that brings things back if we're doing that. And I'm thinking that we're going to want to build up some nuclear power in the new location. But first, let's scout it out. So I'm going to look for a location that has large amounts of iron and copper and uranium and oil and all of that. So, because this is not going to be very fast, I'm going to turn the game speed up to 3. And we're going to move using the Spidertron. And I perhaps should have thought about this in advance because I'm not going to be uncovering a whole lot of territory. Okay, to simplify matters, I'm going to head west from the end of my base here. Now, it's tempting to set up a way of automatically placing down some blueprints so I can say start exploring to the west and put power down and put radar. Oh, wait a minute. How silly of me. Let's go back to here. It is possible. Oh, I also dropped a bunch of things. It is possible to drop blueprints for a nice little self-contained radar post. Let's build that. Okay, let's go back to speed 1 for this. So what am I going to need for a self-contained radar post? Well, obviously I'm going to need some radar. So let's ask for, say, 50 radar should be enough. And I'm going to need some solar panels, say 500 solar panels, and I'm going to need some accumulators so that they will keep going at night, and I'm going to need some power. One substation will be more than enough power, but substations themselves take up energy, so I might have to use extra solar panels if I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and use some poles. Okay. And here is the flaw in my plan. I'm not actually building solar panels and accumulators yet. So let's put together something like this for building solar panels and accumulators. I'm just going to grab one cell of that. And we can go down here. And let's kill off all but the final thing. There we go. Oh, and I'm going to need to build this. I'm going to need some assembling machines. And I'm going to need some stack inserters. So we're building on the fly here. This is going to be some yak shaving. Actually, let's toss everything in the trash slots. Oh, let's make sure that my remote is always requested back if it gets taken away. If I do that, it's likely to get the wrong one. So we're just going to have to do this. So that is the wrong assembling machine. I need assembling machine 3s for this. There we go. Okay, so first off we want to build solar panels. And we are outputting where'd solar panels go? Solar panels minus, so we're going to make up to 500 solar panels. Now, just this guy alone will do 7.5 per minute. That's pretty lousy. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of them. That's 15. That's not going to be enough. How many can I make and keep it within that dotted line? Boom, boom. Just like that. Now let's duplicate that, but now we're going to do accumulators. And finding accumulators is there. Actually, no. So I didn't actually hook up all of the red wires here that I should have. So that needs to go to there. So that I can take this guy and run him across. Okay, so now we should be seeing oh, haha. Well, that's not going to be working very well there. There we have that. It's nice to have the dolly stuff set up. So at the moment, this is the only one that's actually working. So apparently my clever ploy did not work. There we go. But this should hook up all the wires. We go back to here and put in accumulators, accumulators, and accumulators, like that. And these guys, haha, it's got the wrong thing. So, solar panels. Okay, so this should have everybody turned on, and it does not. Well, that's interesting. Red less than 0. So apparently I missed that. Yeah, there we go. So there is our robot-based build for solar panels. Let's let that run a bit to build up some. You notice we've got a bunch of solar panels in already, and there's accumulators coming in. So at this point we can start designing the solar outpost. So we're going to need one of those. And I am going to need power. Actually, let's place it like that. And now I'm going to need these. So how many of these can I fit? 10 of them. So this doesn't have enough satisfaction to drive one of these. I am going to need a lot more power. Let's do the math. That's 300 kilowatts for the radar, and each one of these is 60 kilowatts. Well, 300. Oops. Let's do it on the keypad. Come on, clear. 300 divided by 60 equals 5. So supposedly that's got enough power. which is bullshit. Oh, it's nighttime. Haha. So 5 of these should have enough power. So 10 of them will be power including nighttime. Now realistically, what we really want to do is spread these out, because I'm going to need a bit more. There we go. So let's watch the cycle as this goes by. So production, we've got 10 solar panels. It's going to peak out at 600. And it will charge the accumulators. So we're charging the accumulators now. Let's run this at 10x speed and get a couple of days in here. Okay, so we're charging. The solar panels sitting 600K. Okay, so we're filled up. And it looks like that might not be enough accumulators. Well, let's see. Our accumulators are feeding back into the system. Oh, that's more than enough accumulators. Yeah, that may be twice as many accumulators as I need. Let's see what happens if I run back there. So I dusted a third of my accumulator capacity. So there's our production ramping down at the end of the day, and the accumulators coming back up to meet it. Accumulator charge rolling off at night, and we're getting down to 15 out of the 40 megajoules. So we could trim this further, but I don't need to. What this tells me is that this is a nice outpost blueprint for just setting up something to please come watch my radar. So now I need to figure out where I want to put radars. Radars themselves don't have much of a local range, but they do have an extra range as we get out. So they can look at a long distance around them if you let them go long enough. So there's one. There's one. So this distance out this way. And I'm going to go back to 3x speed while I'm running around. Oh, wait a minute. I think we can put speedy legs in these. Oh, yes. Logistics. And there's the grid. Oh. Oh, yes. Okay, so we need power and we need better legs. So first the power. And where did my exoskeleton legs go? I know I was making them because I grabbed some earlier. Here they are. So, I start putting exoskeleton legs in, like that, and power. This tells me 750 kilowatts of power. These are 2, 4, 6. So this gives us a little bit of extra power for something else. That's cool. Be nice if there's a way of making that grid bigger, but even 3 legs is going to be nice. So what else do I want on my Spidertron? Well, how about I have some robots and a roboport. So let's grab say, oh, that's only personal roboports. I want better than that. I want these guys. Where is the... Oh, here they are. Let's put 2 of these. And the rest of it's going to be batteries, so... Okay, because the roboports eat a lot of energy while they're charging things up. And now I'm going to want to put some robots in the Spidertron. Say 250 of them. Not clear to me why... Oh, I'm probably out of range of a bunch of robots. Let's take those off. I will steal all of those. And we're going to put all of them in here. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the logistics while we're moving. The robot itself can have logistics, so let's have the robot make sure it has certain things. Like, say, 200 construction robots. Could have done this earlier. The robot can also carry my other things. Solar panels and accumulators and power and radar. So solar, 500 solar. Actually, let's toss this stuff in the trunk before we request it. Let's see. Power and radar. There we go. Stuff set up again. So, boom, boom, boom. Oh, right, radar. So anytime I'm within range of the base, the logistics bots will be trying to set me up with that stuff. And the other thing I can do is I can toss all of this stuff back, because frankly, I'm not going to need it. Now, normally I would get a whole bunch of ammunition and guns and so on. Spidertrons have rocket launchers, but in this case we are not actually trying to do combat, because there's no biters. No biters at all. And now we're ready to go. Let's make sure I can actually place a radar. We need to be outside the green range. Let's go down to here. And oh, I put my blueprint. I put my blueprint in the trash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to request all of the available blueprints from the trash. And in fact, I'm going to do that for everything, because I want to delete the stuff that I don't want. See, a lot of these are just junk. Whenever you use shift during making of them. Oh, come on. Make sure I'm deleting the right ones, because you can't pin just that blueprint. But what I can do is I can put it here, and now it won't be in my inventory. And the rest of these can be deleted. This is the blueprint I used when I went fishing. If you swipe this over a lake, it'll mark all the fish to be fetched by robots. There we go. And now we can turn that off. And I can turn off that. Now this guy, personal logistics is on. I'm going to only enable logistics while I'm stopped. So once I start moving, it will recall all the robots. So currently we can actually only have 50 robots out at once. So the fact that I have more than that here, quite a lot more than that here, just means that we'll have extras in case some of them, get lost. let's set these up on, say, number 9. There. So, like I said, test run first. Out here in the middle somewhere. Let's just plump him down like that. So that gave me radar coverage fairly good size. So now my task is to go explore and find a really good source of iron and copper and stone. I'm looking for something a lot bigger, so it's going to be a ways away. Let's run ourselves up to a somewhat higher speed. Now, if this is the range of radar long scan, we're going to want to put it about here. And I'm going to assume that that's not going to be far enough and just go out here and plant another one. Okay. It'll take a while for these to come together. Now, what happened to my... So now we're out here a ways away. Notice this is a 387 million patch of coal, but it's 2 patches. We're going to keep going. Oh, another big patch of coal there. That's 173. Now, close in, these are running 87. These are still quite large, and they're not getting larger as fast as I had thought. So at this point, I'm thinking that I will just cut the camera and I'm just going to run around placing these guys. I'm going to get a fairly large area explored. I'm going to see if I can make it nice and squarish. I may have to fill in some water at some point. I don't know. Yeah, do that off camera. This is likely to take a few hours, so I want to get basically like this much. Okay, so I will see you when I see you.